Hi everyone and welcome to The Crows Show, brought to you by Foodland. I'm Mark Bickley.
And I'm Alana Smith. Well, with only 6 minor round games left, the next few weeks will be crucial for players and coaches alike.
Coming up in today's show, Thursday night footy. Has the AFL got it right?
And we find out how the club is reaching out to those in need.
But first, during the week we had the exciting news that Rory Sloane has signed a contract extension that will ensure he is a Crow for life.
Vice captain's going to be staying with us for another 5 years, Paul.
We spoke to the two-time club champion during the week, who revealed just how much he loves the footy club.
Yeah, the footy club has really shaped me from a young age. I came over here when I was 18 and forced to grow up pretty quickly. There's a lot of maturing you've got to do early on, and I was lucky to have some great leaders and coaches around me that taught me how to train hard and really to get the most out of myself in terms of football. And this group we've got at the moment, we've been through some tough times this year, but the last few years were certainly in the right direction, and I truly believe that there's going to be some success for us in the next 5 years, and that's what we're working towards. There's one goal I just want to achieve in football, and that's to get to where we got to again last year.
South Australia's success at winning the National Under-18 Championships helped enhance the reputations of many of the state's best young players eyeing an AFL career. The games are often seen as the ultimate audition for the big league, but that's not necessarily the case. Crows recruiters say the development of potential draftees is monitored over years, and the carnival isn't always the acid test.
It's nice to see SA go well in the championships, and they did. They played really well. A very good team effort, really even contribution. I know a lot of people want to talk about the star names, but it wasn't the star names that got them over the line. It was the even contribution of the team. To have 6 guys in the All-Australian team for South Australia is an outstanding result. Good indication of the strength of the team, but All-Australian is not the be-all and end-all. You can find plenty of good players in the AFL who weren't All-Australian in the Under-18 Nationals. So, yeah, sure, it's nice, but it's not the most important thing.
In selection 12, the Adelaide Crows have selected Darcy Fogarty from the Adelaide Football Club.
Well, the draft's obviously in November, so we've got a fair way to go. I mean, there's a large body of work already completed, so there'll be guys who don't do too much more and they'll still get picked, and there'll be guys who determine their career by what happens in the next 6 to 8 weeks, or maybe even in the next 2 or 3 years. Again, there's been guys who have played for South Australian Nationals, haven't been drafted, gone back to the SNFL and then drafted later. So Paddy Wilson's an example of that.
Kick only as far as Fogarty, who sees off Hannah.
First kick, goal, Fogarty.
It's more about the body of work over several years. So you look at Darcy's case, again we speak about that often. I love Darcy's under-16s nationals, and the first look often sticks at your mind, so we go back to that. Look at his 17th year where he played really well in the SNFL and had to battle through some tough times in his 18th year. Whilst he didn't play at his best, probably the battle to get through was as good as some of the best footy.
The Under-18 Championships proved to be a valuable stepping stone for Rory Laird on his journey to the Crows. 7 years later, he's one of the most reliable small defenders in the game, with an uncanny ability to find the ball. An outstanding season in 2017 earned him All-Australian selection, and he appears on track for AFL honours again this year. In this chat, brought to you by Revolution Roofing, we asked him, how does he manage to find so much of the footy?
So much talent. Laird from 50 off a step has hit it beautifully. Quick reply, Adelaide.
Reading the plays probably one of my things that helps me at halfback, and being able to I'll look at the game from halfback, so I'll be able to see how it unfolds. And it's kind of hard to practice. It's more just a habit, and you practice it as much as you can at training, but it's more natural instincts and what you see in the game.
Not a good kick, and Laird just camped under it.
It's changed up a little bit in the last couple of weeks, my role and what I'm doing in my positioning, but for most of the year I've sort of had free rein, and it's really good for me and lets me play the game the way I see it. I dare say I've been in a bit of trouble if there was a few goals let over the back with my man, so I think if I can do both, I think that's probably my perfect model of a game.
Laird, it was a beautiful smother.
I had a strong pre-season. I was able to start there for a majority of the time, and then unfortunately I cracked my hand against the GWS Giants. The last couple of weeks have been a little bit uncomfortable with it, but you know, easy enough to play and you know, come back in.
Laird runs for 40. This is a Crow party.
Well, Rory is sure to again feature prominently in the Club Champion Award. Now, it seems we need to get used to Thursday night football. The Crows' clash with the Cats was the 7th and final Thursday night game of the year, with Adelaide playing in 2 of them. There's no doubt broadcasters favour Thursday night games. Mark, what do you think of them?
Yeah, well, I like Thursday night footy. Perhaps that's a little bit selfish because for me it feels like the weekend starts a little bit earlier. And I think Adelaide this year have had the pick of them in terms of the Thursday before Good Friday and also the latest one against Geelong in school holidays. So it does enable people that do have kids to get along. So as long as we don't kill the goose that lays the golden egg and try and have them every week, I think they're a good idea.
All right, so if not every week then, we've had 7 this season. What's the ideal number, do you think?
Well, I'm sure the broadcasters are keen to get as many as they can in. I think early in the year, when perhaps the weather's a bit more favourable as opposed to sort of the middle of winter, you know, late July and August. And yeah, that's probably, maybe 12 would be the maximum. And I think they have to make sure they spread them out amongst the teams. I think it's unfair if 1 or 2 teams do all the heavy lifting and have 3 or 4. It'd be nice to think that, you know, maybe 2 is a maximum for any club.
Well, what are some of the considerations that need to be made in terms of players settling into a routine?
It's really just the 6-day break. To play on a Thursday, generally you play the Friday the week before, so sometimes it can mean, like the Crows over the past fortnight, you've had 2 6-day breaks in a row, but by and large the players, they accept that, and they generally like playing in those standalone games anyway, so I think they'll wear that.
All right, thanks very much, Mark. I've been certainly a fan of them this season and I think they are here to stay. But of course the fans obviously have a major stake in this, so we asked the Crows faithful for their view.
I like Thursday night footy, gets over the weekend.
Thursday night footy's fine, it's great. It makes the weekend sort of come around a bit quicker. Sometimes it can be a pain with work.
Yeah, Thursday night footy is a bit hard for young families with kids, you know, especially when they're going to school, but for myself and my wife, yeah, no, we enjoy Thursday night football.
I don't mind it, you know, a few beers with the mates, it's always good fun, you know, come on mum, get involved.
Some divided opinions there, but I think we should expect regular Thursday night games in the future. Well, after the break, how this mark changed a player's life. Well, as Brodie Smith has spent the past 10 months in rehab, some of the Crows' youngest members have helped keep his spirits up. Thanks to Thomas Farms, they've given him and us a bit of a laugh. So let's see who's in for a grilling this week.
Welcome to Thomas Farm Junior Jams. This week we've got Geordie. Geordie, thanks for joining us. Can you tell me how old you are?
I'm 7.
Do you play footy?
Yes, I play for the Sharks.
Another Sharker, nice. And who's your favourite player?
Rory Sloane, 'cause I'm bigger than him.
The next one should be pretty easy then. Who's cooler, forwards or defenders?
Forwards.
Forwards? But your favourite player is Laird. At what age are people old?
60s.
If you could take an animal from the zoo, what would it be and how would you take it?
A lion, putting on meat.
A lion, and you'd lure it out with meat?
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do with it?
Probably kill it to eat.
If you had $1 million, what would you spend it on?
A Lamborghini.
If you could play in the Crows team this week, what position would you play?
Forward.
Forward, and who would you take out the team so you could play?
Probably Eddie, so I can get better than him.
Don't want him to hog the footy?
Yeah.
Do you need to kick goals like Eddie from the boundary?
Probably better than him.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Don't forget to sign on as a junior member. Head to 19thman.com.au. Now, football is full of remarkable stories and quirky twists of fate. But how often can it be said that one mark completely changed a player's life? Well, that's just what happened to former Crow and Premiership player Mark Stevens. Recruited from North Melbourne, he went on to play more than 100 games for Adelaide. In this High Flyers segment, brought to you by Flight Centre, we feature a classic showdown grab by Stevens, which ultimately proved to be a turning point for him off the field.
Yeah, it's probably one of the few marks that I did get off the ground. The best memory of that is that I won the Mark of the Year for the 5AA radio station. And the young lady who presented me the trophy at the awards dinner is now my partner and has been my partner for 15 years. So that's probably my fondest memory about taking that. If I hadn't taken the mark and gotten that award, I wouldn't have been my partner. I'm here at the game tonight, father-son with two of my young boys. Mitch and Will are 8 and 9 and obsessed with football. So yeah, I guess that wouldn't have happened either if I didn't win that award for that mark.
Well, Mark and Katie have been together now for 15 years, so the Crows gave him a premiership and a partner. Still to come, the rooster who became a cat and how the Crows give back to the community.
This year, the club has thrown its weight behind the Kickstart for Kids organisation, helping disadvantaged children. Through the Crows Children's Foundation, they organised a clothing drive to assist primary school youngsters deemed to be at risk. Jodie Pike and many of the players helped distribute the clothes at 4 school holiday camps, the first at Westport Primary.
Yeah, so today we're down here at Westport Primary School. It's obviously school holidays and we're down here with Kickstart for Kids, one of the Crows Children's Foundation partners.
Kickstart for Kids is a charity that looks after disadvantaged primary school children through breakfast, lunch, mentoring programs and now our Camp Kickstart program. Camp Kickstart is giving these kids a school holiday like every other child has school holidays, something to look forward to.
The club ran a clothing drive at the West Coast game last week and all those clothes are here and we're giving that away to all the kids that are underprivileged and need that for the cold winter.
And now all the Adelaide Crows players are here and they're going to grab a child and they're going to take them through and fill up a backpack of new winter clothing.
It's outstanding to be able to be involved and to get the whole playing group here is awesome. You know, it gives us satisfaction to know that we can make a difference in the community and yeah, it makes you realise how lucky we are and if we can help out in any way we can, we love doing that.
Oh, look, it's fantastic. These kids absolutely love it. They're waiting on their doorsteps to come to Camp Kickstart and see the same people that they see every holidays. You know, we're like their parents. We just look after them.
A wonderful initiative which also provides the youngsters with food, entertainment, better hygiene and even haircuts. And next Sunday, the club will help promote the work of another valuable partner, the Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation. When the State League team takes the field in the Samful showdown against Port Adelaide at Kadina Oval, players will wear purple laces in their boots to raise awareness about the foundation. For more information, head to breakthroughfoundation.org.au. Now, North Adelaide fans have no doubt been following the progress of a familiar face in Geelong colours. Brandon Parfitt hails from the Northern Territory and played a season for the Roosters before being drafted by the Cats 2 years ago. The 20-year-old says there are plenty of talented players in the Territory waiting to test themselves at the highest level.
Hawkins knew there was a man on him. Cleverly to Parfitt, 45, long ball, punt road in, absolute ripper.
I'm from Darwin originally and moved up the footy ranks there, and when I was about 16 I made the move to Adelaide and finished off my schooling there and played some Samful footy.
Parfitt might kick the goal instead.
I think there was about 6 blokes that got drafted with me from North Adelaide. We always try and keep in contact. Jack Graham, Will Haywood, Benny Jarman, to name a few, but Yeah, it was a good experience, and there was a lot of older guys too at North Adelaide that helped me. I guess Darwin's pretty laid back and pretty cruisy, and Sandfield gave me that platform to obviously come into the AFL industry and be a bit more prepared.
You've been sensational. You kicked the goal, and he does.
I always try and stay in contact with all the blokes from NT. I guess growing up, you know, you used to love watching, you know, Cyril and Andrew McLeod and those sort of guys. But yeah, you always try and keep a close eye on those guys.
Fogarty, Parfitt, it was a raffle. And Parfitt pulls out the winning ticket.
Parfitt inherited the number 3 Guernsey of Brownlow medalist Jimmy Bartell. Stay with us. After the break, Jake Kelly talks about improving his game.
In recent years, AFL football has undergone some of the most rapid and significant changes in the game's history. And if players are to succeed, they must be multi-dimensional. In this segment, Toyota Hybrid Heroes, we ask Crows players what the ultimate hybrid footballer looks like and which skills and attributes they'd like to add to their game. This week, we hear from Jake Kelly.
There comes a moment in games like this where the big guns need to fire. Bang!
My ultimate hybrid player would probably be Paddy Cripps. He's taller than Wayne Carey and plays in the midfield and gets contested possessions each week, so yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Smith just waltzes in.
Probably Brodie Smith. His ability to run and carry the ball down the wing and then deliver it inside 50, kick goals from 50 is invaluable, so that'd be a great asset I'd love to add to my game. Probably Tom Durday's intercept marking. You've seen this year how amazing he is, and yeah, that'd be a great asset for me to have.
And a nice intercept mark taken.
Remember that for more Crows content, tune into Footy Plus following the Crows and Lions clash on Saturday night, hosted by Amos Gill and featuring roving reporter Belinda Sloane. Time now to find our Crow in the crowd. This week we can't go past you. If you recognise yourself, contact the club by 5 p.m. next Wednesday. Be ready with a photo ID and you'll receive a merchandise pack courtesy of Toyota.
That's just about all we have time for in today's show, brought to you by Foodland.
Next week, the story behind the song.
We're the pride of South Australia.
Inaugural CEO Bill Sanders takes us back to the beginning.
Remember, for all the latest news, visit the club website afc.com.au, as well as Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
And check out our own Twitter page at The Crow Show.
Thanks for your company. We look forward to joining you again next Sunday
at 11:30 on 7. We'll see you then.
Bye for now.